Boom, it's live.
Live,
What's up, guys? Mech-Hop Mondays, episode 56. We brought along our friend Robbie Infinite, who we've known for ever.
31 years we've known Robbie.
Yeah.
31 years, yeah.
So yeah,
People, friends.
regular, and then once the viewer count goes up and everything, we'll start diving into the questions and make sure that hopefully nobody that submitted a question doesn't get it answered while they're watching.
Good to me.
What's going on in the Mech-Hop group? What have you guys been up to, though? What's the past week, 2 weeks been for you guys?
Scott, you go. I'm sharing on all my things right now.
I'll go first. What's up with me?
Yeah.
Personally, like, I just started school again, but, like, last semester wasn't that tolerable for me. It was just basically all the shit classes I didn't want to take, and, like, now I'm back on my marketing major stuff, so I'm pretty happy. Plus, I'm taking, like, a sociology class that's pretty interesting. It's, like, about Canadian history. Aside from that, music-wise, I'm just working on like several different EPs right now, and then I'm doing like a remix for Play Me Records. Actually, Chris got me on for Read Speed.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing.
Sick.
Maybe
I'll have to
ab remix, maybe.
Dude, that'd be tight. I honestly have a pretty full idea right now, but if you could jump on it and make it better, like I honestly, because it's a really melodic tune, I feel like although I'm good at that stuff, I think you could add more to it. But
Yeah,
I'll send you it after. Or
we can talk about it after the stream. See what worked best for us.
But yeah, as for personally, I just went skiing for the first time in 2 years with my girlfriend, so that was really fucking nice. Like, I couldn't have been happier. But like, we were both a little miserable though, because like she has a soccer back injury that she sustained for a month, so she was like trekking through snowboarding. Ooh. And then I had an ear injury, or like I always have, like an ear infection. An ear injury. I fell on my ear while skiing directly.
I was skiing and got it lodged in my ear. Fell and got my ski lodged in my ear.
I've never broken my arm, but I broke my ear.
Rough, dude. Very sad.
Be sad, but no, that was a great time. Like aesthetically, it was probably the coolest mountain resort I've been to. So
it's all about the aesthetic.
Sorry, I was in the share. What mountain did you go to again? Sunshine?
Panorama. But like, see, like my life was a lie though. Like I've heard all my friends going to Panorama cabins growing up. 100% like it was privately bought and named Panorama for a reason. Because like literally my girlfriend was taking a pano shot of the mountains, and I'm like, you're taking like a pano.
Good one.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one. Thanks for the support on that.
Real quick, shout out to the first few people in here. Andre, we got Terry Eaton, Lich, Play Me Records. Big shout out to Play Me Records. And Cram. Cram is in the chat. And we got it going.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the YouTube link to get on the chat?
Yes, I just got that open now.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then Chris from the Den, if you guys don't know, which is now hosting Mech-Hop, and it's going to be a pretty integral part of the streams going forward. Yeah, he just partnered with us, and we're going to start working together in terms of management. So it's going to be pretty cool to get all this stuff up and running and have it all connected, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. He's basically the glue that keeps us together. Not that we need glue, but like we make the music, and he's very good at shit that like I would like to say I'm good at, but he's like graphic design he's immensely good at, website design immensely good at, photography he's immensely good at. Like, we'll just talk about Chris this whole stream. I probably could.
Chris Ryberg fan stream.
You don't have a Valentine yet, like Chris. Long Island.
Do you
He
guys
will make you a fire Valentine's Day card with his graphic design.
do you guys also have the spreadsheet, or would you rather me kind of go through the questions on the spreadsheet that Chris created for us and we can all kind of answer them?
I have no spreadsheet, so you can.
I've got the spreadsheet, but like if you want to just read them off, or I can read off one.
Why am I the only one without a spreadsheet?
I'll send it to you too, Robbie.
Thank you.
It's probably a good idea. We can just look over them, so it's not like a blind side when we start going through all of them.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. Very nice. Pants are super tight, says Christopher Ryberg. Your boy Young Milo, the Lich guy, is part of the Vism Collective team. Not sure what that means, but
Oh, nice. Chris's pants are tight.
hell yeah. They're a small independent label who's big on the tear-out heavy dubstep scene. Gotcha. Very cool. Also, guys, if you want to go into the Mech-Hop, if you want to go to the Mech-Hop Facebook group, let me just post the URL here in the chat. So, if you just add what I sent to the chat now, /group/Mech-Hop Militia, to the Facebook link, it's going to take you to the group. And in the group, you guys can go ahead and post like whatever music you might want us to listen to, maybe critique and say a few things about, or just stuff you want us to even listen to and not critique. If you just want to have it heard on the stream, just go for it. So it's fun. We want this community centered and everything. So I think it'll be good to get you guys a little more active and have some more interaction with you all. Bang. Scott all over the group right now.
Yeah. Put it in the 31 posting group.
I don't know if I should switch back to interacting from my personal page in the Facebook group as opposed to interacting from my Rekoil page. Just because I feel like since it is like the linked page anyway, Rekoil is the linked page, it might be nicer to go from a more personalized standpoint, but also I don't know if I should just keep
honestly, man, just as Rekoil is chill, it's just like I have the issue with I don't know if it's like the iPhone mobile app, but like there's times where it just always posts as personal even if I try to change it. So
yeah,
I just kind of remain consistent.
Yeah, you can usually not do it for mobile, I've found anyways.
Me, it just defaults to it. I think even when I'm on mobile, since my page is the linked page, probably. I'm not sure exactly how it works.
Maybe I can link mine and then
I'll
do it every time.
I'll close out of the chat so I can actually see. I was just on the linked area a second ago.
Oh, you got a hi, Scott. Nice.
Big.
Say hi back to him.
Hi.
Or we will terminate the stream. Todek is back. Shout out Todek. One of the most active people on our streams.
Boys.
Edit group settings.
I just had Obey hit me up saying, Danny BB, are you behind a computer? I'll be like, this is Danny. Currently behind a computer.
What time do I fly home?
Can you link multiple pages? See if you can go into edit group, Scott, on the Mech-Hop Militia. See if there's an option for you to edit group since you're a moderator on it.
Hello, brother. Hello, brother.
And Lowlich.
Yes, you can submit your music.
Yeah, Adam, please submit whatever. If you want to go, like I said, to the Facebook group, you can post a link easier there, or just tweet it at one of us, and we can pull it up and throw it in our little group chat we have, and get it that way. So whatever works best for you, we'll get it up and running. Yes, Neil, you were the one that sent that question. Okay. First question, the very first submitted, of course, by Chris Ryberg. He said, "You bitches ready for this?" The answer is
yes.
Currently, always ready.
Ready and on.
Holla, boys. What's up, Torn? Thanks for joining the stream. Let's see. What is plate or dub plate? Says Terry Eat on B. Terry, so a plate is essentially just another word for unreleased music. It's how you refer to a song that's unreleased that normally accrues some kind of attention one way or another, live shows or streams like this or something. Somebody debuts a song and then you talk about it as a plate or a dub plate. And that comes from like way old dub culture, like way back. Some people also call them just dubs. They call them plates, dubs, or dub plates, or whatever. But it all means the same thing. It's just unreleased music.
Yeah. So
good answer.
Yeah, like I feel like when people objectively look at dub plates too, at least me when I was younger and I first started hearing the term, like you feel like automatically associating it with dubstep, but like pretty much it could mean in general, like a dub plate could be an unreleased drum and bass tune. It's just, you know, like that's why it gets confusing for a lot of people, I find. But
yeah. And that's why I think also most people have resorted to just calling them plates anyway. It's a little less confusing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. A WIP is a WIP in progress. A work in progress.
A work in progress.
A whip in progress.
A whip in progress.
It's like rip in peace.
Also the whip, like the car, the whip, the ride.
That's right.
Pontiac Grand Am.
This is a whip. Most just referred to as IDs now, Todex says, and yeah, that's true. A lot of people say ID. That's more so from like an online posted mix for the most part. Because like a lot of the times people do track lists and there are some that they can't exactly reveal in the track list, so they'll put the ID or something like subject 31-ID or something along those lines.
Yeah, and like sometimes like I would put like ID, or like I haven't really released mixes, but if I did do that, it'd be because people like Symbiotic, like most embarrassing thing being on my family's computer before is and having like Symbiotic, and then it would be like Pussy Stink, like version 1.
He is the king of that.
It would literally be like Dick Penis would be the name of the tune. So if I wanted to put that in a mix, like I there was one tune he named Michelle Obama that he actually put out as Michelle Obama.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And I probably would have put that, like if I put it in a mix, I probably wouldn't have put it as Michelle Obama. I probably would have put it as ID, but it had become the Michelle Obama.
It had. There was no turning back.
Well, there is also an ID that is a side project of Zabor that he just makes straight rhythm. So that's
What's
just
that project called?
It's just named ID. Like literally, that's what he goes by as his alias for his just straight rhythm account.
I didn't know that was I didn't know that was Zabor.
Like I'm fairly certain, yes. I might have just given it away.
Dude.
No, somebody put that in the chat. Todak said that.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It might be him and another person, but I'm fairly certain it's just Levi. Like, have you seen them in the same place?
Mark Arkinson in the chat right now. That's crazy. I haven't talked to him in forever. What's good? He says, will you guys be live streaming your reactions to the Bachelor episode tonight? Most definitely.
I'm currently not up to date.
No, me neither. I never watched Bachelor, but you funny.
All three of you have so clean sounding tunes. Any advice on mix downs? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's it's on a track to track basis, so everybody's gonna find their own way to process things. But the biggest thing I would say is like you just got to get your levels right and cut out what sounds muddy and whichever thing. It, like I said, it's all dependent on what you're doing, because if you're making your own sounds and everything and you want it to be clean, it depends on how you process your sounds individually and stuff like that. Like, I know personally, me, I use a shit ton of distortion. That's no secret, really. But like when you use distortion, there are like some weird peaks and like muddiness that come from that, and then you have to like find them and EQ them. And the weird frequencies that come from distortion, it's going to be completely dependent on the wave tables and the filtering of each individual sound. So it literally changes every single time. But it's all about, you know, doing the research and figuring out what works best for your sound and everything. But, you know, there's a shit ton of YouTube videos out there that you can just look stuff up and kind of start figuring everything out. And a lot of it is going to be trial and error. There's no one thing that somebody's going to say that's going to be like, oh shit, my mix sounds clean, you know?
I think like the one that I found out on my own without like actually gaining any knowledge on like engineering or like side chaining when I first started working out was like on the habit of doing volume automation for like pretty much everything. And like at least that way made it like visually clean for myself too. Like I could see where everything was inputting and outputting kind of thing, just because I was doing it myself. So I mean that's kind of a simple one, but
right. Todak has a follow-up question to that. He says, isn't gain staging just a necessity to get a decent recording of something? And
I don't have to
while that's true. Okay, so for those who don't know, gain staging is essentially it's making sure that your levels through each stage of recording and engineering are going to be leveled out. Nothing's clipping going into any plugins. And the reason that it's so important is that if you clip into a plugin, you can get really nasty sounds. There are some plugins that have like built-in limiters or distortion methods with the clipping within each plugin, but most of the time you're just going to be flattening stuff out like unnecessarily, and it's not going to be like most people will clip things creatively as opposed to it's never really out of necessity, you know, unless you're trying to go dumb loud, and like that's kind of the motivation behind it. But gain staging is not just for recording, it's everything. Like I was just saying, if you're working on a sound and it's clipping first thing, like before you even put any processing on it, you're going to put a compressor on and it's going to be slamming the compressor, and then the compressor is not going to sound as good as it could, and then going on from there you're just going to keep shitting the sound out more and more. So it's important from an engineering standpoint that you get your input level at a certain point where you have some headroom going into each plugin, and you want to kind of, there are some plugins that will meter your input and your output levels, but you want to kind of keep them matched. So you have it, say you have like -6 dB coming out of a synth, and then you have a compressor, and this is why you have makeup gain. You're going to do gain reduction on the compressor. You want to bring it back so it's hitting -6 dB again on the output of the compressor. And then going into the next thing, if you're doing like distortion, it's somehow going to trim down the level, so you bring it back up again. And a good reason for doing this is that you can bypass and unbypass each effect, and it's not going to change the level of loudness. And the level of loudness, like if something gets louder initially, it's going to sound better to you by default. But if you have it all at the same level, you can really hear exactly what's happening within each plugin, and you can decide if it's really working for the sound or if it's not working for the sound.
Yeah. Whereas you can revert back to Subject 31 as a 16-year-old and you just blast everything no matter what.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't properly gain stage my shit.
It's okay. I mean, it's more so like if you're going really in-depth engineering, like it's very, very useful on like vocals. Vocal processing is a huge one where you need to be really, really articulate with dubstep and like sound design and dubstep and all that. You can just kind of go balls to the wall with it, and a lot of the times it'll work out. But you know, it also comes down to how you're mastering and stuff like that. Like some people it works if they just slam, and like I know some people that slam the shit out of their music and still make it sound good. So it's really about the end result. But if you are like having trouble processing and everything, I would recommend gain staging, and then like I said, bypassing plugins and seeing what they're really adding to the sound and seeing maybe which one is making it sound shitty, you know?
Yeah, and that's a solid point, because like the only time I could see myself being really articulate with is vocals, and I don't work with vocals that much, and I'd love to get really good at that. So I'm glad Chris raised the question of gain staging, because that's something like, especially this year, I'm gonna hopefully be doing a lot more vocals. So
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Like vocals are a totally different world, honestly, especially coming from something like dubstep where you just kind of like go with the flow and everything, and there's no real end game. I feel like there's such thing as like a polished vocal, but like I feel like a polished bass line is a lot more subjective, whereas vocals, you're like working towards a pretty distinct end result.
yes. And you have lots of cool vocal stuff that no one's even heard yet. So I'm stoked for that to get out.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've been working. I've definitely been working.
I think like a fun thing for me to try that I've just been thinking about, like I'm not good at singing. It would be fun to see if I could make myself sound like I'm good at singing. Just,
Yeah, I thought I was trying that too. Just drench the shit out of it and auto-tune and shit.
yeah, but not like to the point.
With it.
Yeah, I'm about it.
No, but for real, like there are ways to do it. Like especially things like Melodyne and shit like that. It's pretty crazy. You can like mess with the way that the pitch modulates and stuff like that. You can add vibrato or take away vibrato and stuff. And some programs, I'm pretty sure like the newest version of FL has their own built-in version of that where you can really go in and edit the notation and tonality of vocals and stuff.
Yeah, it's got
that.
That's pretty much like FL version of auto-tune.
Yeah.
Not going to lie, I had to Google Melodyne because I haven't heard that name in a while. I think that's the one that I think Megalodon was actually talking to me about that one.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. You can, I don't know, it's like a very high class studio product. Like,
it looks sweet.
It's literally the best cream of the crop for like tuning vocals and everything. It's a manual thing. Like you have to like play the source material and it kind of records and then figures out the MIDI notes and stuff for you and has different parameters that you can like drag the notes around, and you can like choose how long it takes to glide and stuff like that, and just really, really get into it.
Melodyne kind of sounded like a name of like a prescription medication.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like sleeping medication.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's talk a bit about you, Robbie. What is although like I just chilled with you and I had a pre-interview of this.
What's going on with me?
What's going on with you? Yes.
I'm just chilling out, dude. I'm just chilling. Actually, there's a lot going on. I think we're announcing new tour dates on Thursday.
Sick.
I think we're announcing EP soon. I just signed my paperwork for that.
Big up EP.
Actually, I signed paperwork for 3 EPs, which I've never done before. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, can you say which record label, or is it with a record label?
Yeah, it's I can't say who yet until probably later this week. But yeah, it'll be cool. I think I'll work really well with them. I hope that the first one's out in February. I think that's the goal. And then the Spag shows, I have 4 with him, 2 this month, 3 this month, 1 next month. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I still have a lot of it too. They need to get sorted eventually too. But other than that, doing the thing at home. Yeah, we still have that one.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That is a thing.
I have one ear that is completely stuffed right now, but I will do mono mixing.
Good.
I always do mono mixing. Yeah, actually, this will be something fun to tell the stream. I still swear by mixing in mono just because you can find people talking about it everywhere, but stereo width can kind of mask like how things are really summing up, and then you go into a club and like a lot of club systems are fully mono, which is weird, but normally on like the master channel, I'll just throw like a utility plugin and just flip it to mono. So I have this song that I just recently finished up, and I sent out to a few people, and I realized that I didn't bypass the mono plugin on the master. And like 3 people were like, it sounds good, but like there's like no stereo. I was like, wait a second. I went back in and I was like, oh my God. So that's my little fun venture from my more recent music.
That's the thing though, because I constantly.
Here, let's get to this. We got. I hope I'm saying that right. Let me double back and make sure this is right. Coptic, yes. Final Destination is what this track is called. Let's go ahead and have a look-see.
One day, a great seer told me, somewhere on a faraway planet, a being exists who is my match, one who could rekindle my passion for battle. My men thought the prophecy was a ruse, a fairy tale made to focus my attention and lure me away. But now I'm certain it was true. Come and give stimulation to my existence. This set of armor, which was used to seal in my immeasurable, irresistible power, has now been broken.
Okay.
That's actually dope.
That is really sick, yeah.
Yeah, I'll straight play that out. Honestly, I really, really like that.
Who's that by?
Cool. That's Coptic. Here, I'm gonna here I'll screen share so you guys can check that out. Here you go. Coptic, Final Destination. That's a It's not released yet, but I just followed this guy. That's really sick. He's a Canadian. You damn Canadians making sick music.
We are so sorry for
so sorry for making dumb music.
I'm gonna give that boy a MF follow.
Yeah, for real. That was awesome. I'm a sucker for like super glitchy stuff and everything, like overloady kind of shit. That was awesome. That was a really nice surprise. Very cool. And again, just to elaborate, if you guys want to send tracks to the Mech-Hop Militia Facebook group, it's just facebook.com/group/Mech-Hop Militia. And you can just post whatever songs you want us to listen to live right in there. Terry Eaton says, what are your thoughts on SoundCloud paying artists now?
I haven't even bothered doing that.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet either, honestly. I think it's cool that they're making a movement towards it, but I feel like it's them kind of like trying to get some hype back, honestly, because their name is kind of getting digged into the shitter, if you ask me.
Yeah, I've had Repost Network monetize my SoundCloud forever, and I don't feel like changing it just to go through SoundCloud, even though apparently you make like 3 cents more if you do it directly through them. But
Gotcha.
I don't really, I don't know. You're not gonna make good money from that unless you're getting like bajillions of plays.
Yeah.
Like, the SoundCloud payouts are piss. Like, it's like there was one point when I was like putting a ton of shit on my SoundCloud where it was like $50 every 2 months. So it's like I don't know, not even like worth the hassle, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, the monetization has more been a nuisance for like trying to upload private tracks. I'm like, no, I do not want to monetize my private track.
Yeah, I don't know why the default every single time is monetized. Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I have like no monetization right now. I actually need to get that all figured out for like Beatport and everything.
Mine is set to capping at $31.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you gotta hit the $31 threshold before they pay you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to share the stream and everything and get more people in here, we're trying to build this shit up and really make it something special. So if you have people that you feel like are interested in this kind of stuff and would benefit from asking questions here and having them answered, go ahead and shoot that link out and we're going to get to all of them. So
yeah, and this is like only the start. We're just getting this new system launched, and like we have so many new things we want to try out with this stream and try and streamline the stream a little more. So very excited.
Streamlining streams. That's what it's all about.
I have no idea what the Big Les show is. In the chat there. Not familiar.
The Big Les show. Final episode got uploaded a few days ago. So, yeah, I don't think I've heard of Big Les show.
Did you guys watch the Firefest documentary yet?
Oh my god, I saw both of them. Which one did you watch, Hulu or Netflix?
I watched the Netflix one.
Yeah.
We only have Netflix in Canada. We don't have Hulu in Canada. I didn't know there's two.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the two? That's news to me, I guess.
The Hulu one, they like actually interview and talk to the guy that ran the festival, which was
they fucking paid him money to do that. So like that douchebag is getting money from it.
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, but makes it more controversial.
Totally.
Which in turn means more attention.
The Netflix one was fucking wild, man. It was like a 90-minute anxiety attack. Like I watched it with with my girl and with my roommate. Like every 4 minutes, I was just like, "There's no way. There's no way."
Yeah, dude. On the Hulu one, it has like a countdown. It's like 7 days out, 6 days out, 5 like, and each day you're just like, oh my god.
It's pretty funny because sorry, I was just gonna say it models exactly like what Neonix was talking about with this one Dallas one he had.
Oh yeah,
just like at a large scale. Like I would pay good money to just see one about Lee's experience at his. Like that should be the real Netflix one.
Dude, Lee should have his own show on Netflix. I would pay to see him host a show, honestly.
Yeah, me too. And it better be just called Tekis.
Yes. Yes, the Tekis.
The Tekis experience.
The Tekis experience featuring Neonic.
Oh, it's brother D-Trace in the chat.
Hey.
Oh, what? What's good, D-Trace?
Thick boy maker.
That boy is on fire. Most definitely.
Yeah, you got the gangster tracks.
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Big heart.
Big
You're
heart.
like Stars and Home Improvement Club. Yeah, basically. That track is still so good.
Yo, I used to watch Home Improvement all the time. Tim the Tool Man is a legend.
Yes.
So good at fixing shit. Actually, no. Didn't he suck? Like his shit would always break. Al was the homie. You'd always Tim the Tool Man would just like break a bunch of shit, and Al would be like, "God damn it, Tim! Are you serious?"
You did it again, Tim. You sick son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then Al doesn't get any of the hype. I feel bad.
Whew. Anybody else have submissions? I want to listen to more shit now. Coptic got that shit fucking started. Here's how Sullivan King reacted to my new songs. Dude, Sullivan King has been blowing the fuck up, huh?
Yeah.
You guys been watching that happen? That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. That's a dream right there.
Absolutely.
I did, ooh, I know what I can play. Recently, I started working on a bootleg of Eptic's Ready to Die.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
Dude, that remix is sick as fuck.
Show you guys a little bit of that. I don't know if it's ever going to come out, so. Let's see.
It still takes practice.
Yeah, that's about it.
The big nice.
Thank you.
Dude, the clap sounds sick even through like just the stream. Like it sounds really nice.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that one was like, I don't know. I feel like Eptic is the king of making simple sound good, almost. You know, like I feel like his tracks don't sound like they have any unnecessary fluff to them. Like, and they're definitely not like overly processed. Like,
Nope.
He's just got a really great touch to his music all the time. So that was one that really stood out to me. That I was like, I want to bootleg it, even if it's just for like shows, like just to have something fun to play.
Yeah, because like what like one example from that tune too is just even the vocals and the intro, like they're so like catchy.
Yeah.
But like they're not overly processed. They're probably just bit crushed.
Yeah.
And, like EQ'd. But just like obviously he's like an amazing songwriter. That's like what I would point out the most from him.
His sampling has always been really cool too. Like you were saying, like the vocals he finds, and he like always uses multiple vocals, I feel like, but makes them sound like they're together. I don't know. He's really
it could be from like a movie or something. One vocal and then the other one's from something completely different, but they sound like they're coming from
or something. Like,
yeah,
it's so good.
Like the Boss, I think, still the best epic track ever.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's got so many good tracks. So that's the crazy thing. Okay, so Todak sent this one in. This is Quirk Head Splitter. Let's see what this is all about.
Sorry that it's called this Head Splitter.
Yes, it is.
I literally just got a comment like 4 seconds ago that said, "Damn, sounds like Getter."
Here, let's check this out. Super beat. Yeah, really cool. Definitely some old school vibes there.
I like the movement of that initial like hitting synth. Sounds good.
Yeah, very cool. Fun sound design. I like the laid back vibe on it and everything. It's always nice, I feel like, when there's like a really cool sound that people ride out for the track, and like I feel like sometimes with like deep dubstep, it's intermittent sounds sometimes, and I like the deeper stuff that has a more consistent sound to it. So
absolutely, me too. The same way.
Let's make sure on Twitter we're not missing anything. I don't have anything on Twitter right now.
Where did I put the spreadsheet? How did I lose it?
What'd you say?
I was looking for the spreadsheet. I somehow lost it in my open windows, but I got it.
Big. All right. So I got a submission on Twitter from Torn. He sent me his new track. Here, I'll screen share. ID. Big ol' ID. So let's check this one out.
Pass that shit.
Quite cool.
Can't stop it.
Well done. I feel like the highlight of that track is the songwriting. I think you had a really good structure for it. And it progresses really naturally, which I feel like so many people have an issue with in dubstep. It's like the intro is so far apart from the drop, and then going back into the bridge from the drop is always such a dramatic change, and this one just flows really smooth. One thing I could say is on your bass lines, I feel like a little more in-depth EQ on them can really bring them a bit more power, whereas I feel like they had a little bit much energy. I would say probably like between 300 and like 600 hertz that maybe you could duck out and it would just make them sound less boxy and a little more meaty. But besides that, it's a really cool track. I like that you did heavy sound design and incorporated melodics with it and everything. You had it following like a melodic progression, which is something not a lot of people do and not a lot of people can do well. And I think you did it really well. So good job, Torn.
I was torn on what to say.
Leave it to Scott.
Man. No, I think Colin really hit it on the nail. Like I'm like, I don't know, like I'm picky when it comes to like stuff that follows a continuous like melodic thing. Like I do think you did a really good job, but like one thing to mess around with on new tunes if you're gonna continue doing a similar structure to that is I'll like, at least on my own tunes, a lot of the time I'll take out the continuous melody like when the drop hits, and then like on the next 16 bars I'll throw it back in. That's something I'd maybe suggest for that track or just for new ones. But like I do also like, because like as Colin said, a lot of tracks tend to not follow a structure like that, and they sound like a bunch of different tunes meshed together, and that was at least like a very good continuous idea. Yeah, no, that's the only, like, I guess, like, if I was being really nitpicky, I would say, like, I tend to, like, I still like it when the drop sounds, like, really different, but, like, I don't know, like, then when you bring it back in, you're like, oh, shit, like, it was still following the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think, like, elaborating on the melody and giving it room to breathe and then bring everything back is, like, definitely a good technique.
And then that's how you also bring it back in later onwards, kind of thing.
Yeah. Agreed.
So you can still have that same effect, but it doesn't have to be completely continuous.
You got it. Yeah, Toadek said flow was on one damn. Yeah, that was a cool flow. Definitely not standard, you know, and that's like, it's hard to pull off not standard stuff these days, and I feel like a lot of people aren't even shooting for non-standard flows and everything. A lot of people are just trying to do what's been proven. So
true. And yeah, I've almost been boxing myself even sometimes. Like, I don't know, like once you make like a good tune that's in like triplets, then you like almost want to start a new tune that's in triplets. Like, immediately after you're on one with that.
yeah.
Like after I made the like figure remix or whatever, I was like, oh yeah, like I guess just like eighth notes. Here we go. For a little bit, I had to get out of that.
Yeah,
so it's nice
feel
to
like
see.
I feel like for like years I was stuck on triplet flow, and like I finally switched over to like back to eighths because I felt like everything started becoming like triplet flow. I was like, I don't want to be doing what everybody's doing. I feel like sometimes to a fault, I'm like, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
You did make that your style though for like a bit. Like you literally listening to your stuff kind of taught me how to make like really hip hoppy drums because of your triplet drums.
Yeah, I'm trying to like. That's been another challenge for me lately is like doing the eighth signature, but still trying to make things feel really hip hoppy, you know? So it's not just having that crutch of the swing of like triplet patterns, you know? You don't have that, but if you can still make it sound like, I don't know, if it can still kind of bring out that flow and, you know, I love that.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely not saying I'm never doing triplet stuff because I have a bunch of triplet stuff in the works right now, but it's fun to switch it up, give yourself some curveballs and everything, and just try and figure it all out.
Hey, Colin, your triplet shit, like with the drum step, is like my favorite stuff of yours.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that for sure.
It's like got the swaggiest flow every time.
Thank you, dude. TEDx. That's fun. Wait, which track were you talking about with eighths, Scott?
My figure remix that I
oh
also
my
did.
god,
Robbie also did one.
Yeah, that is a fucking track and a half. Hold on,
Thanks, dude.
I think I have that liked on SoundCloud. Let me see, because we gotta run that shit one time.
Play the Infinite remix too.
I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I want more remix opportunities. I love remixing shit.
Bizarre's in the building. Evacuate. I'm high. The ego, I'm rolling. My drugs are illegal. Other shit. Other than the other. Don't get your brother hit. Do you know who you fucking with? I'm popping. Molly, I ain't stopping.
You sick son of a bitch. Okay.
Thank you.
That one was a good.
Yeah, that was big sexy.
But Robbie's is. It's funny because like I can sometimes make really full sounding tracks, but like I definitely see that figure remix I did as like a track that's like really good at being simplistic and like in a way like it's not really spacious. And then you listen to Robbie's, and I was like, fuck, like at least you can see that contrast between our remixes because like during his drop it just feels so full and there's like the pads in the background are really nice.
Yeah,
you know, mine is like so like it's funny because I think it's the best thing about both our tracks though. Like it's like my track would sound like shit if I had pads in the background. Like literally what?
Your shit is always like a lot of your bass lines will be like the bass synth with like very little behind and like distract. But like it doesn't sound like, oh yo,
empty.
you need to like fill this shit up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, everybody's style is different, man. Everything is so contextually dependent, you know? So it's all about how you build the track.
Don't get your brother hit. Do you know who you fucking with? I'm popping. Molly, I ain't stopping.
side note, I hate when people are on SoundCloud and they're like, wow, this is pretty good. like shut up.
This is not bad.
Yeah, this is actually not the worst song I've ever heard. Like, go fuck yourself. It's sick. I love that.
I love how like Robbie's tunes and yours a lot of the time too. Like I've had tunes like that, but like listening to that one, it just sounds like some fucking robot like rapping almost. Just like it's so guttural.
I feel like you do that better than both of us, though. Like I feel like you have like those morphy, crazy flows. Like I don't know the modulation that you have on a lot of your shit. I'm just like, how? I don't get it.
But no, yeah, that one I was like, yeah, what fuck, that dude spins some infinite fire right now. Fuck.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Robbie, I remember Robbie sending over the stems for our collab, and I was working with his sounds, and I was like, God damn it. Like, he's trying so hard to get mine to sound as good as his, and I feel like even at the end, I didn't make it happen, but, like, I love this collab.
I was so happy that when I sent you that, you were like, yeah, I can hit this, because I was working on that track for, like the majority of a year, and I kept coming back to it, and, like, I really liked the song, but the mix sound was so fucking garbage, and I tried fixing it like 3 times, and I was like, I can't do it. It can't be done.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Such sick club.
Yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, I still need to finish both of our collabs. like,
so we have a question from Torn now. He says, I'm wondering, since most of you guys are in FL, which means you too, when it comes to effects and plugins, which native FL plugins do you still use often, and where did you decide to go with third-party plugins, reverb, saturators, etc.?
I'm pretty sure I could answer this question like perfectly for Scott.
He could do mine, yeah, honestly.
So Scott really likes to use the Effector plugin in FL.
Mm-hmm.
I think on most of his bass lines, if not all of them. Scott?
And on like everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like a super good plugin that he uses a lot, and Eliminate uses on a ton of shit. A lot of Eliminate sounds are like this patch, the serum patch themselves sounds like absolutely like nothing, like zero. And then he does a lot of shit with Effector, and he gets some crazy shit out of that.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder why I'm not in FL, but between like Vocodex and Effector and stuff like that, like they have some higher, like solid native plugins.
Yeah, you use Vocodex a lot, right, Scott?
I do. I've been using it like in this last year. I use Vocodex more often than I ever have, but like I've been using it for a long time. I used to like exclusively use it on like growls, like trying to sound like kind of kill the noise or like Space Laces style growls I was going for.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Space Laces uses Vocodex. Like I'm like pretty fucking certain, at least on his older stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he still does a lot.
Yeah, well, like I was actually kind of talking to him about it, like the stuff he uses. He loves everything. But I mean, he uses Citrus. So if I had to guess, it would be like Citrus and Vocodex for when I was trying to be a copycat, at the time. As for like other stuff, like Convolvers or Consolver or whatever it even is, I've called it like 5 different names. That's like
Convolver.
It is Convolver.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I like that one a lot, just because it like, I don't know, it's like a reverb, but it's like a reverb with an EQ, and then you can like edit it almost like Edison. With it's really nice for it being like a built-in plugin to FL. I'd highly recommend it.
Convolver, the name comes from convolution, and convolution reverb is a very distinct kind of reverb that works on impulse responses. So that's where that comes from. That's why it's called convolver. I kind of deduced that, but like it's very particular, like captured responses from like rooms and stuff like that that gives you a really unique and fun sound out of reverbs. It's not like standard. Like there are some, like I'm pretty sure there's an impulse in one of Isotope's plugins where you can upload like a waveform, like you could upload a clap and make that an impulse response for a convolution reverb, and then run anything through that, and it just gives you really wild sounds. So
yeah, even just the presets, like I've made my own, but like they have some default ones, and like I mean some reverb plugins have that, and they've always been very basic, like kind of stuff you'd expect. But like the ones and Fruity, like Convolver, they have like a church one that sounds really fucking weird, and like they have even like a library one, like, and you wouldn't think it would be that substantially different, but like that's how I kind of learned how to make my own, was from using those. So like if you're gonna pick it up, yeah, that's a good way to like kind of see how it differentiates itself. As for Citrus is so confusing. I kind of feel the same way, but I'm starting to get good at it. I've been using, like, for that figure remix we just listened to, I used Citrus for the sub.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used FM8 for the sub in a few of my tracks, and like I love that just because with FM synthesis and everything, which is what Citrus is, for those who don't know, Citrus is a really big FM synth. You can just get like crazy tones that you can't really get out of other plugins. So
I use a 3XOSC for my sub. That's a native FL synth.
yeah,
That's cool.
Basic. I just make a sine wave with it. That's it.
Very cool. Do you stutter MIDI notes or do you automate?
Yeah, I study them, and I do like a little pitch envelope on my sub, so it's like the sub actually has like a bit of
a
yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Can y'all do a collab with Wretched?
Yeah, I'd do a collab with him for sure.
I have one and it's done.
Oh, what?
Cool.
Yeah.
Mark Boyle. Shout out Mark Boyle from Ireland. There you go, buddy.
Shout out the Irelanded Massive.
Yeah. My last name is McKay, so fam.
Friends now.
Only thing I know how to do in Citrus is make a church bell sound from scratch plus fruity reverb, says Lich.
Dude, yeah, throw some vintage reverb on that, and then you'll be at church.
Yeah, that's the thing about FM synthesis also, is like you can make very organic sounding sounds, but like I used it in my track Two Choices, which was with Android number 23 that was released a while ago, and I also used FM8 for what was it? Oh, The Price You Pay. The main sound in The Price You Pay is FM8. So it's like really fun. Like I feel like it's one of those things that you can use like a simple sounding sound, but it sounds thicker than it would in something else. Like if you were to make like a very saw wavy type sound, it just sounds huge if you filter it right with FM synthesis. I don't know what it comes down to, but like it's almost like Reason synthesis. Like if you're talking about Thor and stuff like that, people who make sounds in Thor, like everybody talks about the square 4 or whatever for like rhythmy kind of basses, and it instantly sounds better than like if you're just doing it in like Massive or like Serum. If you use a square wave, it just sounds thicker. And Reason, like synths have their strongholds, and like That's because Thor is like a granular synth. And granular is kinda sorta similar to FM in a way.
That's another good explanation.
Colin is
Accurate
the
explaining.
robot sensei, and I'm like the I only attack, he protect.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get a shout out from DC. Shout out Lich from DC. It's the kid.
The kid, the lad.
The fella.
The dubstep scene is so dead in DC unless you're like a big artist, Lich says.
Or you're Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been popping for a minute though. Right?
Yeah. You can't really get the word out about anything.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but like, I'm pretty sure Jam PRD played in DC, and like, God, I love that guy to death. But I was like, what the hell? Like that's so random. He played there, and like first time touring in the States, and I'm like, I've never really seen anyone play out there, so that would have been. Fuck, I would love to play there. That'd be so cool. I would go to all the like museums and like check out the government buildings. I'm a huge like history nerd, but
yeah, DC is like 45 minutes away from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never been to DC.
Well, next time I visit you, let's
yeah. We can definitely go. Anastasia loves all that history shit and everything too, so we can all.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. She's literally, I could tell her right now, like, let's go to the museum. And she'd be like, okay.
Yo, Logan's about that shit too.
Yeah.
And I could not hate museums more.
Oh, what? Booted.
I don't like museums and I don't like history. I hate old shit. I hate it.
Yeah, well, with Mo, she's not a huge fan of museums either, but I don't know. I guess Robbie, you and her could hang out. Well, when we go to the museum, Colin and I.
In Calgary called Heritage Park, and it's like all Canadian history and like pioneers and shit. And Logan's like, man, like I wish I was a pioneer, and I was like, what the fuck, like that sounds so. Like,
so word for word, Logan said, "I want to be a pioneer."
Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I need Wi-Fi and like phone.
Engagement canceled.
Yeah, I'm like, man. Like, you think Facebook reach is bad? Like, try Pioneer reach, man. They didn't have shit.
Pioneers had no reach.
Yeah, no, zero reach, man.
I could see like that's how like if I was a social teacher trying to teach like history to Robbie, I'd probably be like, yeah, and like Christopher Columbus originally didn't have much clout, and then like he went to the like king and his like reach increased so much.
They didn't take Christopher Columbus serious till he got his like first discovery, and then he got verified on Twitter and shit, and then people were like, all right, like, let's fund an expedition.
Gaining Native American fans was very difficult at the time for Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, because he was like stealing their land and shit. He was gaining any fans.
Okay, well now we know how you learned, Robbie. There
yeah,
you go. Perfect. You just like raise your hand in a university class. You're like, can you like talk about this in like social media terms, please?
Yeah.
I don't understand your
pioneers. Today we're learning about hashtag founding fathers.
He's like, can you call founding fathers founding daddies, please? Like, I really don't understand.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a question here in the spreadsheet. Who would win in a fight to the death? Gandhi with a 99 defense / strength skill cape from RuneScape, or Hitler with a ray gun from Call of Duty?
That's actually one of my friends. I personally messaged him by response because I think you left the chat. But obviously Gandhi. Have you ever played the Civilization games.
No.
Like literally, I don't know why they added Gandhi to that game, but like if it was in Civilization 4, I only played Civilization 5, but apparently he's like the character that tends to always like shoot for war. Like if you have him as a computer character, like Gandhi is just like a relentless fucking character. Like he will like launch nukes on you.
Fight ever.
I know, but that's the thing. That's the irony of it. If that game has proven anything, like shit, don't fuck with Gandhi. Like he's willing to go to war for peace. Like
he didn't eat for like 4 years or some shit, wasn't it? Like it gets like windy and that guy's bones are gonna break and shit. Like Gandhi is not about to throw hands.
True. So BRAF also asked, we'll do this as the last question here because Scott keeps dropping out. We'll do it as the last question because time is a ticking, and I
just got really upset about the Gandhi portion.
Had to slam that end broadcast. So BRAF for our last question asks, what was the biggest milestone for you guys? I want to hear the stories about getting signed to Uplink and being played on Jeff's Lost Lands mix. I personally have not been played out on the Lost Lands mix, but so Downlink was the first person that ever like hit me back when I messaged them my music and everything, and he wanted to sign my music but didn't have Uplink audio at the time, and then I got through to Datsik, rest in peace.
Right in pieces.
And I got on Firepower. I was one of the first people to get asked to sign with Firepower, but I ended up being the 5th release because I didn't have enough tracks for an EP yet. So yeah, after that, I ended up signing on Uplink once Downlink had that up and running, and those were definitely 2 huge milestones. Like Firepower definitely kind of like launched my career for the most part, and then Uplink was like a big source of support for me. Like I didn't have much interest from other record labels, but Downlink always believed in me and always helped me out. So yeah, Uplink was like a really natural decision, and I still have a bunch of support from Downlink, which I'm super grateful for. Mm-hmm. So you guys go for it.
You want to go first, Robbie?
Sure. I guess biggest milestone for me. I think my biggest is probably like the shit that we're gonna be announcing in the next couple of weeks. But aside from that, I don't think I really had like a one release or like a one EP or something that kind of like propelled everything all at once. I think my like growth has been like really just like steady, but I don't know, the last year when I like got my visa sorted and I got linked up with like proper management and proper agency and shit, and I did like my first US tour in the fall. That was probably like the biggest one, and then that led to me getting to hop on this Spag tour for a bit, and the rest of the shit that will be rolling out here pretty quick.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to episode 56. We're getting fucking up there now. So we hope you guys will join us next time.
We didn't let Scott answer, though.
Scott didn't answer. Scott, go for it.
It's all good.
I thought that was a joke at first.
I was just letting him go. What I was gonna say though, was for DJing, I would say it was either, I would say Snowballin' was my favorite show I've ever done, because like I played with Funkcase and Truth as the third headliner, and it was like sold out, and it was like crazy, and I just think like that flyer was like kind of like a dream come true almost end of the day. But for actual production, I I would say like Morty, I guess, was like the one that blew up the most for me. Like I have like 4 million views on Dubstep Gutter or something for that right now.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, so that's like pretty huge deal. But as of recency, like the EP on Round Table was cool to me, and the track with Uber Flex, how I'm pretty happy about that because that did get that Lost Lines play, and then it has like my vocals in it, so I never really thought I would ever have anything with vocals be popular from me. So yeah, it's cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very cool. All right. Awesome stream, guys. We don't have a date set for the next one just yet, and if you guys want to be notified of that, definitely recommend being in the Facebook group. Again, that's facebook.com/groups/Mech-Hop Militia, and we'll post in there as soon as we have it figured out. We're trying to do like every other week, try and stream, but we'll let you know if it's sooner or later or whatever, and we're really looking forward to building this up. We're going to be trying to consistently get these better and have some like new additions to the stream and everything. A big part of that is going to be the Den 631. So check out the den631.com. Check them out on Twitter, on Facebook, everything. And we got some cool stuff coming for you guys, hopefully. And as always, you can submit questions. We're going to post another link for the question submission form. And you can get them kind of going before the stream so that if you have something in your mind that you don't know if you're going to remember by the time we stream in like 2 weeks, I would recommend just going in there. And then next time you lock into the stream, you don't even have to worry about it because we're going to have it all kind of figured out, and we'll answer them as they're coming in on the stream, as well as the ones that you've submitted through the question submission form. So definitely go do that. Check out the website. Again, that's theden631.com. And we're looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks for being here, Robbie. It was awesome.
For having me. Always good to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Always welcome, my friend. Always
All right, everybody. We will see you soon. Take care.
Later, folks.
welcome.